Radhe Radhe everyone. Welcome to Radha Madhav Dham. We are so fortunate to have Sushree Diwakari Devi ji with us today. Didi ji is a sanyasi preacher and president of JKP Radha Madhav Dham. After extensive study of the deepest aspects of philosophy of divine love, Sanskrit scriptures, and devotional music, she received Vaishnav sanyas in the raganuga tradition of Vrindaban, India. For over 20 years, she has lectured extensively through the US, Canada, New Zealand, and Ireland. Her speeches touch the hearts of the listeners, and her chantings of the divine name deeply enters the soul, inspiring listeners with devotional love for Radha Krishna. I would now like to request Madhu Bansal Didi to welcome her on behalf of all of us. Please listen attentively to her talk. Switch off your mobile phones. And then we'll have a lot of guests coming in from Houston also. So if you can come up a little bit further so that everybody gets a place to sit closer to Didi ji. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की, लाडली लाल की। ध्यान मूलम गुरोर्मूर्ति पूजा मूलम गुरोर्पदम मंत्रमूलम गुरोर्वाक्यम भक्तिमूलम गुरोर्कृपा नयनम गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गद रुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपुः कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रणोति तस्मै तग्वं हदेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। The respected devotees of Sri Maharaj Ji, respected viewers, Radhe Radhe. We'll chant for a few minutes, and then I shall speak. Govinda, Govinda, Gopal, Radhe Krishna. Govinda, Govinda, double. Gopal, Radhe Krishna. Govinda, Govinda, Gopal, Radhe Krishna. Govinda, Govinda, Gopal, Radhe Krishna. Gopal, Radhe Krishna. Gopal, Radhe Krishna. Govinda, Govinda, Gopal, Radhe Krishna. Govinda, Govinda, Gopal, Radhe Krishna. Govinda, Govinda, Radhe, 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 Govinda, 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 Radhe 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 Govinda, Govinda, Gopal, Radhe Krishna, 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 Govinda, Govinda. बोली लाडली लाल की, श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की। Spiritually inclined souls. In a few days, the entire world will rejoice in welcoming 2023. People the world over celebrate the new year with great joy, happiness, and enthusiasm. Clubs, theaters, restaurants, and places of worship are crowded with people. While most of us get lost or find ourselves lost in fun and festivity, some of us make resolutions to perhaps lose weight, save money, quit smoking, and so on. But have we given serious thought to this celebration? Is the advent of the new year a real cause for a celebration? In fact, with every year passing by, we are losing time. We are losing time. Suppose you have $50,000 in the bank and you keep withdrawing from it. And each time you withdraw from the bank, you start worrying. You start thinking, oh, I only have $10,000 left. Now I only have $5,000 left. You start worrying. Similarly, we need to introspect. With every year passing by, we have less and less time to reach our spiritual goal. God has given us this human body, this human life, so that we can utilize this life living a spiritual life for what it has been endowed upon us, this human life. So how much headway have we made as far as spirituality goes? How far have we gone away from material things and material gratifications? Have we given thought to this celebration? In politics, all the parties, they perform an analysis. They analyze why they lost the election and where things went wrong. They analyze. Similarly, we must also analyze. We have to introspect. This word introspection is derived from the Latin word introspicere, which means to look within. To look within. When we look at ourselves in the mirror daily, what do? We do our utmost to get rid of that tiny little pimple on our face, or even that blemish, or that totally imperceptible imperfection. We do so much to maintain our appearance, and yet we fail to look within us at our own mind, at our own character. We forget the soul. We forget all about it. So we need to look within us, within. That is why introspection is so important. It is time to create a statement of account, to see where our standing is as far as our spiritual life goes. We need to look into our account on humility, tolerance, devotional practice, and so on. Where have we gone wrong? What have we done wrong? And how can we improve? So when we will analyze ourselves in this way, we will find that we have been careless. The majority of our time has been spent in material gratification, in material advancement. And we will find, on the contrary, that we have not earned anything spiritually. Why? Because we have been chasing the creation and have completely abandoned the thought of the Creator. Once there was a king who sent out a public notice announcing that the entryway to the palace will open the following day. And everyone was invited to take whatever they desired from the king's palace. So whoever laid their hand on whatever the object would be, they would become the owner of that object. So when people came to find out, they all started to discuss amongst themselves about what they were going to lay their hands on. And so they all were talking, oh, I will lay my hand on gold. And others said, I'll get my hand on silver, and so on. Some craved horses and some dairy cows, different things. So when the doors opened, people rushed into the palace and they all started grabbing things of their desire. The king was sitting up on his throne and he was looking upon everyone and smiling and watching all the commotion and all the frenzy. Just then, a man, he walked through the crowd straight up to the king. And what did he do? He grabbed the king's hand as an indication that now the king is mine. So everything in his kingdom is mine as well. So the message here is that just as the king gave everyone a fair opportunity, but those people, they gravely failed. They committed the mistake of falling for his wealth. Similarly, God, the supreme sovereign of this world, daily, he affords us a favorable condition to meet, to reach our ultimate goal. And yet, we miserably fail repeatedly. We fail repeatedly. That's what happens. Out of our ignorance. Instead of aspiring for God, we chase the trinkets of the world. We never pause to realize that perhaps we should strive to attain the Creator, and then everything in His creation will obviously be ours. So we have been careless. That is what we have done. We have not earned anything spiritually. Nevertheless, there is still a chance. We must prepare for the coming year. We need to remember this fundamental knowledge. And what is it? That we are the soul, not this body. And our goal is to reach God. We should spend time in remembering God and earn spiritually. And this spiritual wealth is such that it never gets demonetized. We are allowed to earn as much as we want. We can accumulate as much as we want. There's no limit on deposits and no scrutinies whatsoever. And the insurance policy offers protection. The spiritual insurance policy, it offers protection in this life and beyond, and even after our death. Zindagi ke saath bhi aur zindagi ke baad bhi. Yes. So, we need to earn spiritually. While we have our life force within us, within this body that we so dearly nurture and pamper and love. And we're so attached to it. And it has been given to us to reach for the highest, the greatest, the grandest achievement. So we need to dispel this ignorance from our mind that the objects of this world are our ultimate goal. No. So long as we identify ourselves with this body, we run after the world and the objects of our five physical senses. But when we understand and we heed the teachings of the scriptures, and we realize, we embrace this fact that we are the soul, and the object of the soul is infinite. It is unlimited. It is immeasurable, divine happiness, divine love. That is why my Gurudev, Jagadguru Shree Kripaluji Maharaj, he urges the souls of the world. Saal saal बीता जाए गोविंद राधे अब तो हठी लो मन हरि में लगा दे. The year after year is just passing us by. We should think. We should ponder. Engaging our mind in God, in Hari, in Sri Krishna. Yes, that is what we need to do. So, saints and scriptures alike, they advise us to engage in spiritual practice. And when we will try to engage our mind in spiritual practice, we will find that it does not get automatically attached to God. And that it will, time and time again, it will drift toward the world. Why? Sri Maharaji gives the answer in one of his compositions. मन माया ते ही बन्यो माया ते संसार राधे राधे या ते मन भावन सदा यह संसार असार Radhe Radhe. Bhakti Shatak. So our mind will drift toward the world or in the world only because that is where we have repeatedly engaged and attached our mind. So very naturally it's going to flow toward the world, which is why saints and scriptures, they tell us that we need to engage in practice. That is what we need to do. And that we should not feel disheartened or even discouraged. No. We shouldn't feel this way. We have to make an effort, is what we need to do. Make an effort. And when we are confronted with obstacles along the way, if we are honest with ourselves rather, and firmly, sincerely determined, we can overcome those obstacles. They will gradually subside, no doubt. And we all are adept to this. A toddler in the process of learning how to walk, what happens? We all were there as infants growing up. What happens? The toddler keeps falling over time and time again, and yet it struggles to stand up time and time again. He hurts, he definitely injures himself, feels the pain, but cries throughout and never gets discouraged. And then what is the outcome of that? The outcome is that one day he firmly stands on his feet. The point here is that no one becomes an expert at first attempt. If you really think about it, every habit that we have yet acquired since our childhood, now as adults, how did we do that? Through repetition, repetitive attempts. We have practiced over and over again. Yes, that is what we've done. We watch acrobats and those tight rope walkers. We watch them. We're mesmerized at their extraordinary skill. We are fascinated. We clap our hands in joy as we watch them perform such miraculous feats. But they're no different than we are. Well, there is a difference. What is that difference? They were dedicated to that practice. They dedicated time, effort. They persevered to be where they are. That's the only difference, and we haven't. So it is practice that got them where they are, made them an expert in that art. Even ferocious animals are controlled by people in the circus, as we have seen. The controller, the tamer, holding his whip, makes the lion behave according to his instructions, according to his command. And thereby, he's able to control and make the lion behave. In fact, the lion forgets its savage, prowling nature. And it's all an outcome of nothing but practice. So it is practice that we must do, because it is practice that can also bring us to perfection. That is what we need to do. So, we are humans endowed with mind and intelligence. Nothing is impossible for us. We have to make an effort, is what we need to do. So we must resolve, we must introspect, and not just frivolously celebrate the new year. We need to introspect. How many times was I overpowered, or was I afflicted by material desires? Overpowered by my sense objects? How many times? In this way, we have to introspect and resolve to spend more time with God, so that we can make progress while the life force is still within this physical form, within this body, this human body. So, the new year is precious. It is important. Another opportunity for us to regroup, to re-engage, to improve on our weaknesses, to spend more time in attaining that true inner contentment, that satisfaction that we consistently seek outside of us. We need to look within to experience it, to elevate ourselves spiritually. So I will end my talk with these words. Please, let's turn and face the altar. We'll do chanting for a few minutes. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
I want to ask you all to please join me in this chanting. Please, and clap also. Radhe Radhe. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
लाडली लाल की
जय।
श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की
जय
Radhe Radhe everyone. Welcome to Sri Raseshwari Radha Rani temple. Please join me as we thank Sushree Diwakari Devi ji for the much needed New Year message. We are a part of JKP India, Jagadguru Kripalu Parishad, which is located in Uttar Pradesh, and we have satsang centers all over the world. You can connect with us and learn more about our educational, medical, and philanthropic activities by going to jkp.org.in. We are getting ready for our annual winter Hindu family camp from December 25th to the 31st with Sushree Diwakari Devi ji and Swami Nikalanand Bhaiya.